A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all. This is Blaezer RTW. I hope you are well. I'm good. I just got up. Not late one on RTW last night, but late enough for a Saturday night. And yeah, started off quite well and sort of won the first 4 or 5 battles, as in a couple of 1v1s, and then the ones I was in, and then yeah, just dropped right off the edge at the end there and probably stayed 2 games longer than I should have, but yeah, less said about that the better. Right, yeah, so here we go. 3v3 31k. On our left we've got Adderoj, who is the Brutii. He's got, to my eye, a couple of archers, urbans and cav. I'm guessing some of it's hidden in that dark patch there, so we'll soon find out. In the centre is myself. I've gone the Scipii. I think I've got a couple of archers, and then some cav, 6 cav, and just checking, yeah, they've got 7 upgrades on, yeah, so I've taken an urban out, but put more upgrades on a lot of it. And then on our right we've got Nerlin, who I think was with IOW recently, but I haven't actually seen him play, so I don't know whether he changed his name when he joined or anything like that. But yeah, either way, good player. So we've got 5 cav, the rest of them urbans to my eye. Oh no, yeah, 5 cav and then an armoured general, and then so he's gone wide formation, I've gone tight, and all the Rogers there. So let's have a look at the enemy team. On our right, as we look at it, their left flank is Spartan Commander. He's gone the Julii with his or one of his normal builds. In the centre we've got Popeye, who is SR or Stinger, as he's been in the last few battles that he's been in on here. He looks like he's got 6 cataphracts, 3 archers, 3 legionaries, 5 legionaries, and then the pikeman. He's got a nice little sort of hybrid checkerboard formation there, so that's nice, that's good. And then on their right is Brotherhood member Clash. He's gone the Julii. He's just got a couple of Praetorian cohorts as his urbans, and I don't think he's got anything like archer wise. Can't see anything, and I think he's only got 5 cav as well to my eye, so yeah, there you go. Right, let's get a show on the road. Yeah, so obviously the thing you've got to watch out for straight away that strikes out, that jumps out at you because they're dead centre, straight out in front of everything, using his intimidation tactics, no doubt, is his 6 cataphracts. 7 upgrades as well, so yeah, they're nasty, they are. You don't want to get caught in a, you know, when you're in a tussle and have them come into the side of you. We've seen from previous battles that he SR likes to push everything right up, bang in his cataphracts, and then move all his infantry up behind him so that he can't get countercharged. He's not doing that this time though. Yeah, so man for man, as a team, whatever way you look at it, all 3 of them are better than us. So yeah, it's a bit of a, I hope you're rooting for the underdog in this one. I know I am. That's his archers, isn't it? Yeah. Did he have more cav over here? Yeah. So he's got the full complement of cav there. He's got 6 cav. So it looks like they're going to just sit back and wait for us to come on to them, no doubt, seeing what we're made of. SR's spreading his cataphracts out. I'm not sure why. Is it because he's starting to move his archers up? Yeah. Okay. Right, so at this point in time, I'm going to double click it, as you've just seen. Hopefully I'll remember to switch it back over to straight over. But we're obviously, they're waiting for us to come on to them, you know what I mean? They're going to see what we've got, what we're made of, and we're trying to formulate a plan here. So what I'm thinking in my mind, as I say to the guy, what I'm saying here is basically, I'm sort of in a bit reckless mood, I think, because I say to him, oh, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my whole army on the cataphracts. Just basically, if I can wipe out the cataphracts with my whole army, then that'll be quite good from our point of view, is what I'm trying to get at. And then what I actually sort of say in a minute, we'll soon see. We're going to push up now. So, you know, the worst thing you can do is be hit by cataphracts when you're already engaged. So to my mind, that means the best thing you can do is go hunting after the cataphracts and try and engage them yourself. Even if it is with urbans, you know, I mean, you're better off that than getting charged by them, you know, from up distance and banging them in and all that sort of thing. So I've got that in my mind for this bit. You can see we're just moving up now. We're still not sure exactly what we're going to do. None of us are experienced enough to sort of think what you would, you know, what would be done, as it were. You know, what would the normal thing be to do? Right, sorry, I thought it was going to be something interesting. I'll just put it back onto double. I don't always like to use double because it sort of gets rid of a bit of the tension of the, you know, gets rid of the tension. But we'll move it up as we move up. Okay, so the only thing that's happening now is that SR is moving his cataphracts out to our left-hand side. He obviously sees me coming for him, so he's going to get them out of there and hopefully use them in a charge. He'll be quite happy for me to attack him head-on with my infantry, so I guess what he's thinking is that if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to push forward and tie up the line here. And I expect he's either hoping that my allies are going to lag behind me so that he can hit me with his cataphracts and then push all his infantry up, or something like that. Nerlin's doing quite well though. He's moving up to my right. My archers are getting shot, so I'm going to spread them out now. I should have done that a while ago. And really, my archers are there. They're not actually... If I bring auxiliary archers, they're not actually there to soak up like I would do when I bring Roman archers. These guys are here for me to, when we're engaged, bring them out here to the right and start shooting at the back of the pikemen as they're engaged, or flame eat any of them when they're engaged. So we're still trying to figure out what we want to do here. But like I said, I'm in slightly aggressive mood and want to put you know, my stamp on the battle, as it were. So what I actually am typing to and what I'm going to do is I'm going to push my whole army, like I said, against his cataphracts. So I'm actually going to chase his cataphracts down. So in a minute you'll see my army pull out here. It'll look like I'm going for the archers and trying to push them back, but I'm actually going after the cataphracts. He realises this and has to come out wider. So I tell Aldridge I'm going to do that. He then sort of bunny hops me effectively and comes in behind me. So the actual plan was that I was going to either engage the cataphracts or chase them right off out here and then do a hard flanking action and come in on the right. Aldridge would come in behind me, so effectively walk straight up, and I'd cross his path and he would engage the Julii, and then Nerlin, what the plan was was for him to stay here and just fend off these two, and then he couldn't really get charged from the middle because the pikes would be down and the cataphracts would be otherwise engaged. So that was the plan. We'll soon see if that happens though. So yeah, so you can see we're pushing up here, and yeah, they're probably thinking I'm going for the archers, and then he's probably going to twig in a minute that I'm actually going for his cataphracts with my full army, which is probably taking him back a bit. I would have thought he was expecting me to face up against there. So yeah, you know, not too bad. You got to be a little bit unorthodox sometimes. Nerlin needs to be a little bit careful there. He's come a bit too far across. Ideally he should be somewhere like here, where the cursor is, meaning Spartan Commander's got a nice big journey to make. The Seleucids will have to push forwards, but I'll be flanking, so they'll have to watch out. I'm getting shot right up, but it's my urbans and they're shooting flaming arrows by the look of it, and they're not engaged, so I'm not too worried about that. You can see Aldridge is doing, you know, he's starting to move up now. As I thought was hoping was going to happen is that he's actually retreated his Cataphract, so I'm going to do a full left-hander. Yeah, I'm not sure if Nerlin got the message. Sometimes you miss him or something like that, but he's decided he's going to flank as well. You should really treat it like a seesaw, like you've seen plenty of times where if one of your sides attacks, the other should tuck in and defend, sort of thing. That's how it generally goes. But yeah, this isn't an orthodox battle, so we're going to go for hard flanking isolation tactics on the right, and then me just chasing after some Cataphracts. Yep, so now I've turned and I'm not chasing the Cataphracts anymore. I bottled it there, you see that? I've actually bottled it. I should have just ran straight into that Julii infantry effectively, let Aldridge run up from that side, or even chased after the cab, and then when he's engaged him, just banged all my cab in behind my army from where they are now, and just smashed that Julii. Yeah, you can see they've seen that Nerlin's actually isolated himself, so this is where the plan's starting to become a little bit unstuck, because the Seleucid Cataphracts are legging it basically, which is no good for me because I wanted them to stick around and have my army as bait. But as it is, SR's actually done the right thing. He's jammed himself in the middle so that basically we're out of this game over here now. He can bring his Cataphracts over, so that's 2 lots of cav. Plus the Julii army, and no doubt some of these infantry that he'll pick off and probably leave the pikes facing the other way so he can't be charged. Yeah, there goes all their cav. Clash is even going to get involved. Should really be pushing on. Now this has happened, obviously it's a bit of a free-for-all and there's no tactics going on, but looking at it now, Brutii should be banging himself probably up against this Seleucid infantry. I should be chasing down the Julii, which I am, but I'm a bit in, because it's all gone horribly wrong. I don't know what we're all doing now, so it's pretty much bad times. Yeah, so the Seleucids have come in and smashed into the back of his infantry as he was trying to flank. You can see the formation of his line here. He's desperately trying to sort himself out, Nerlin this is, by chucking his cav in there. He's actually surrounded the Seleucids, which isn't too bad, but Spartan commanders coming from the right as we look at it to totally sideswipe him, which is going to rat a few of his units. So Spartan commanders' actual main units aren't even engaged yet. This is just literally the Cataphracts and a couple of Peeler units that have taken this army out. Oh yeah, the legionaries were in there as well, I think a couple of them. There's a couple out there just facing up. Yeah, it should be a bit more aggressive in the middle there, because we're not. This is now turned into a defensive area on the right, i.e. we're not going to win. So we should have been pushing hard on this left. Yeah, I slowly am pushing round, but not as quickly as I should be. Yeah, and now I'm going to be too late for the party. So they've got themselves in a nice defensive formation. All their cav can attack anyone at any time on this whole line, so that's pretty good by them. Yeah, we didn't really obviously execute the plan very well, and then we haven't backed up SBQR at all. Ideally Brutii would have sent his cav over in a couple of units, but I guess he would have been blocked off by the pike, so they're just clearing him up now. My guys have just been on a little country walk and have come all the way around. You can see it sort of messed Clash up a little bit. He's broke his formation, which you can always tell is when you're pressing the wrong buttons and you press group one too many times when you're sorting yourself out. I always do that quite a lot as well. Spartan commander's moving his infantry around, so they're just facing up now. The threat's gone from their left, our right. The Seleucid can move his pikes up and engage with the Brutii, and then we can't charge from that front, and then the Julii infantry of both armies can come and give them a hand. Bit of Brutii infantry that's back gets smashed by Clash's cav. No, they're just chasing down a few of the routers. Yeah, I suddenly went from being the aggressor to totally out of the battle now, so but the flip side of that is that we did actually take out the Cataphracts in the end. There's a couple of them there. So we went about in a round-ass way, but we've done it. So, yeah, unfortunately, we didn't really get much Spartan Commander's infantry. It would have been nice just to take out 4 or 5 of his units when he was in that tussle with SPQR, just to even up the infantry a little bit. They're now sort of drawing Aldridge and Brutii, the Brutii all the way out of the way. He's not got his little formation. He's spread quite wide. They're quite nice and tight. I'm not doing a lot. What I'm trying to do is get the Hollywood hitting. I'm trying to line up my cav, rushing my infantry from this side, and then I'm guessing I want him to be there and just coming from the back to this front end guy and just wipe out all 10 of those urbans with one strike. So it's gone to desperate times now. Aldridge has faced up with his cav, but unfortunately Spartan Commander's going to send in him. Unfortunately for us, that is. He has turned to face it, but he's not going to be able to deal with the weight of 6 cav, although he's done a pretty good job, to be fair to him, that one unit. There's a couple of cataphracts just messing around in the back there with some legionaries and some pikes. Looks like the Brutii infantry has been wiped out. I should have done my move a long time ago. So it sort of half worked, if I'd have actually caught him up at the very beginning stage of the battle when he was engaged on the right, if I'd have caught him then and done something like that, then it could have turned out differently. As it is, though, they've got too many numbers. So yeah, that's fun and games. Looks like SR's just sending a couple of units across to the right. Oh, he was just chasing off those routers. Yeah, you can see the remnants of Spartan Commander's force, which is pretty much their bar. Oh yeah, he has got healer shields in there as well. I've got my cav left, but there's a bit of Brutii here. If I could probably aim my cav from here maybe and run up the line, I might be able to do something if I rushed all my infantry in, but I think there's too many of them to actually rout off. I'm actually going to go for just the engaged ones. Probably that Julii General is what I'm going for, as that clashes right at the front. Yeah. It's going to be hard to rout just because of all the numbers and the 2 generals that are there, but I've not done too badly, to be fair. I routed 3 of them. I need to get my guys back out of there now. Then I need to, those ones that were my guys that were engaged, push them up on this right hand corner, rout off 1 or 2 of these, maybe get this Seleucid pikeman as well, and just let the Brutii flow from the right, and then probably, I would guess, move my cav out this way and start hitting them from the left. I think, to my eye, though, they're too numerous, too tightly packed. He's got too many fresh urbans left. We might be able to take out 4 or 5 more, but yeah, my cav's lost a lot of his weight as well, so yeah. Gonna go in for another one nonetheless, why not? Didn't get the greatest charge in though. He's brought a couple of blocker units in. Yeah, managed to take out the enemy generals. That's quite good. Pity I didn't do that last time, really, but that's my cav gone. Bit of Julii cav just mopping up these Brutii on the right. Yeah. My general's not engaged yet, but he's the only one that isn't engaged. I've got some quite big numbers out here on the left, but I didn't back them up with anything, so they've just been able to get all their Dreg routing units and bring them back and just patch that hole on the left to stop me from flooding round. There goes the Brutii general getting stabbed in the back. I've chucked my general in there now. It's not even all or nothing, it's all over, but I think I'm just doing it until I decide to admit, unless I'm going to give them the cav charge into the back. But yeah, there's no point. They would have... yeah, that's it. So I'll probably admit... Oh no, I won't, because look at the time. Yeah, I've got a little bit of cav left. So I think the original plan was alright, but yeah, we just didn't execute it well enough. It's one of them. But yeah, we were always underdogs for the fight. So yeah, there you go. Happy days. Right, this forward... Well, yeah, I've admitted defeat. I was probably thinking that I was the last one there, but it looks like, is it the Brutii still in? Yeah, there he is. And there we go, but we know how this is going to go, so I will forward it on a little bit. My guys are gone. Okay, yeah, so... Nolan got himself a little bit isolated there. It's one of them though. It's a little bit of a funny plan, so it happens to all of us, and it's happened to me many times. These guys are all good players. That would have been, pretty standard stuff for them. But yeah, good game. Right, you know what I say in a defeat. See you next time.
me Blaezer.